Welcome to Retire to Ride Tour 2024. This is video number 10. Good morning. So here we are at the chateau, and today we're heading for Dinant in Belgium. See you later. One last look at the chateau. We packed the bike up and we're on our way. The weather looks promising and the roads are dry. Perfect. Not much in the way of traffic either. To make up a bit of time, we get onto the dual carriageway or motorway. The Honda just glides along at 130 kilometers an hour. We pick up a sign for Rocroi saying services are available, so we pull off for a coffee break. Avoiding the broken glass on the corner, we're now looking around for something is open. We're hoping something will be open. So here we are in Rocroi. Most things are closed, but maybe we'll get a coffee somewhere. The sign on the motorway definitely said a service area. Nothing's open. Well, we'll have a leg stretch anyway. Interesting place, but it shuts. So a quick leg stretch later and we get back onto the motorway. Back into the groove on the motorway, but those clouds up ahead look a bit ominous. Hope the rain stays at bay. Into Belgium, still on the motorway, another half an hour of this and then we take a turn off. Clear roads, hardly any traffic at all, and no rain so far. All's looking good. And then the road we want to take into Dinant we find is closed. So we take the first detour. Not complaining about the detour, it's a very scenic road. But the detour takes us to another closed road, which is the road to Dinant that we need or want. So we turn the sat-nav off, get the map out, and work out a different route into Dinant. This route will take us through some scenic countryside and hopefully down to the River Meuse, and we'll ride along the Meuse all the way into Dinant. That's the plan, Stan, and we hope it's going to work. It did work. So all we have to do now is follow this road along the River Meuse all the way into town. I think we came out of this smelling of roses. This is a beautiful road. We found the place we're going to, Dinant, on a map somewhere, and while we were back in Spain, and we asked our Belgian friends, Guy and Karen, what they thought of it, and they said it's worth going to. So that sort of made it clear to us we should go and have a look. We do wish, though, that our riding friends from the USA, Jan and Buddy, and our friend from the north of Spain, Dave, were with us on this adventure, but maybe another time. Brenda, as usual, doing a fabulous job with the GoPro camera. Thank you, sweetheart. This one line of houses either side of the river is quite aesthetically pleasing, isn't it? I should imagine this would be a lovely place to live, particularly if you like to go fishing or you want to be out on a boat. I know there are large working river barges that go up and down the river, and we're hoping we'll see at least one while we're here. We've also read about the Citadel in Dinant, and I also found on the map some nice looking cake shops. Already we can see this is going to be worth the visit. A quick pull in just to check we've got the right details for the accommodation on the sat-nav, and then we're off. Brenda has managed to find a self-catering apartment overlooking the river, so we're quite excited to see that. And as we crossed the bridge, we noticed a lot of saxophones. We actually overshoot the apartment, which is opposite a museum about saxophones. Seems to be a theme going on here. Anyway, we find somewhere to park, unload the bike, trudge up the stairs to the self-catering apartment. So does this apartment meet your approval? Well done, Honey Badger. I think you found us a wonderful place.
Very cool.
And we're here, what, for 2 days?
Yeah.
Right on the river.
Good for Belgium.
Plenty of time to explore. It's pretty good, I'd say. Very good. We go out and find this charming old style cafe, and try the coffee, which was very good, and these buns, which are also very good. Then we realised that there's allocated motorbike parking on the riverfront. We also find out, much to our delight, that as it's just before the big tourist season, all the parking in the town is free. So I think we got here at the right time, before all the tourists arrive.
J'allais vous apporter, mais je ne sais pas si c'est à vous.
Get the cable car there. It's around the corner. So here we are in Dinant. Very interesting place. We found out that the saxophone was invented here by Adolphe Sax. Things you find out. So we had to go and look at the Sax Museum. He was born Antoine Joseph Sax, but known by his family as Adolphe. I won't tell you everything, you can look it up on Wikipedia, but as a child, amazing. He once fell from a height of 3 floors, hit his head on a stone, and was believed dead. At the age of 3, he drank a bowl full of acidic water, mistaking it for milk, and received serious burns from a gunpowder explosion, and once fell onto a hot cast iron frying pan, burning his side. Several times he avoided accidental poisoning and asphyxiation from sleeping in a room where varnished furniture was drying. And another time he was struck on the head by a cobblestone and fell into a river, almost dying. What a start to life. So he was a Belgian inventor, and he invented the saxophone in the early 1840s and patented it in 1846. But he was involved in a lot of other musical firsts as well. Look him up on Wikipedia if you're interested. All this information about Adolphe Sax should be very interesting to my mates in Woodford House in England, known as Paul Cleanhead Boyce, because he's got a saxophone. Next up is a visit to the Gothic Church of Our Lady. And that is a serious piece of stained glass. And though it's still raining, we decide to take the cable car up to the Citadel at the top. English plane. And there at the top, quite unexpectedly, is a British Gloucester Meteor jet plane. The Meteor was the first British jet fighter and the Allies' only jet aircraft to engage in operations during the Second World War. Then we take a wander around the casements in the Citadel itself. During the First World War, the citizens of Dinant had a pretty harrowing time of it from invading and attacking forces from Germany. The current fort was built or finished in 1815. It's quite impressive. Here you can see the cookhouse for the troops and a bakery also for the troops and a guard room with sleeping quarters for the troops. We pop out over the top on the top wall of the Citadel to take some views down in the river valley. Then back down to the city for a quick walk round. Then we end up in one of those trendy restaurant cafe places where they make basic ingredients look very fancy. An unusual bit of sculpture which is all boobies and saxophones just outside the Sax Museum. Then back to the balcony of the apartment accommodation. In the evening, we go for a beer, obviously a Belgian beer, from the brewery that's also located in Dinant City. Then to stretch our legs, we take a long evening walk along the river. Brenda, meantime, makes friends with a cat and some geese and feeds them my packed lunch. I think you'll agree the sunset is worth the walk. Walking back towards the bridge, we stop for coffee and it's presented in these little wooden pedestal things, very funky. We wait for the night sky and take some more atmospheric photos. Hopefully you've enjoyed our little adventure to Dinant, and we'll leave you with a saxophone. And then the next morning, early, I had to get up early, we actually see one of the working barges on the river. Bearing in mind, I'm in my underpants stood on the balcony to get you this shot. That just about does it for Dinant. Our next stop is Germany, and I hope you've enjoyed this little adventure. Maybe you'll come back for the next one.